Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, good. How are you?
Fabulous, fabulous. Excited. We get to talk to your dad again. We do that every Tuesday. We do a thing called Tuesdays with Charlie. That's always fun.
That is always fun.
Going to be chatting with him.
My dad's a fun guy.
He is. Tell you what, I got a fun question for him today as well. It's about Snickers bars.
Ah.
Does he like Snickers?
He does, yeah.
He
can't really chew them anymore.
He's got no teeth left. You know, we should maybe put him down one of these days.
Put him out of his misery.
I'm just teasing. Hey, today is Tuesday, the 3rd of November, and I got an interesting story here. A teenager in Somerset, England, invented a cell phone charger that's powered by a hamster exercise wheel. So he's got a hamster that runs on the exercise wheel,
right,
and it charges his cell phone.
Ah.
That's kind of cool, as long as you have a hamster.
That is kind of cool.
Otherwise, that's kind of not going to work for me. So there you go. That's in Somerset, England. Apparently, hamsters are more popular there. I don't know any kids that have hamsters anymore. Do you know kids with hamsters?
No,
Yeah,
but I don't know many kids other than ours. So
well, but you know, our kids, none of their friends have hamsters. So that wouldn't work here. Coming up in a bit, we've got an interesting story about a Stop the Violence play that ended in a bad way. It's all on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month plus a few bucks shipping, so you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
This is a bizarre story. There's a group that puts on these plays, these public events called Stop the Violence. And it is a play about conflict resolution and the consequences of fighting.
Okay.
Well, they had to cancel the one at Port Arthur, Texas. You know why?
Why?
There was a fight that broke out during the performance. So they had a Stop the Violence play.
That is awesome.
Teaching about conflict resolution. So you're supposed to learn how to, resolve things without fists. And in Port Arthur, Texas, that didn't work. They ended up getting in a big fight during one of the performances, and now they've canceled that. So the group that goes around and puts these things on, I wonder if this is the first time that's ever happened to them. Because, they must have a pretty good record. They do it all the time. But if they actually had to stop one because of a fight, I wonder how that's going to hurt them in the future.
I don't know.
We'd like to do a Stop the Violence performance at your school. Wait a minute. Are you the guys the ones that just... Yeah, we're not
good.
It's not going to work. Coming up, we got a really fun story that's about going to the dogs. We'll tell you all about that in a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVWheelator.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVWheelator.com.
Heidi, you know it's true because you heard it on the radio. Like most men, David Allison picked his best friend to be the best man at his wedding. Here's the problem, though. Guess who his best friend is?
Who?
His best friend is man's best friend. It's his puppy dog. Yeah, he picked his dog. David's dog, Murphy, is a boxer. He had him dressed in a bow tie, and he was wearing a kilt. I think it's hard for dogs to wear pants. So he was wearing a kilt for the ceremony. Dogs obviously play a big role in the life of David. The hairdresser also named his shop after his dog. Murphy, Hair of the Dog, is the name of his dog, his shop there. No word on how the bride felt about the whole dog thing. She reportedly is allergic to Murphy.
Oh, no.
So it's going to make
Wonder how that's going to work out.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's going to make for an interesting marriage if she's allergic to the puppy dog. Now, there are things you can do nowadays to get over your allergies. Isn't there like a shot you can take or something?
I have no idea.
I think that's a thing. Or you can take, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not allergic to dogs. I'm not allergic to, I don't know of anything that I'm allergic to. Maybe exercise.
I get all flushed.
Yeah, every time I do it, I'm like, I'm exhausted.
It's hard to breathe.
So anyway, if you were allergic to dogs, I would not have dogs. Just because I wouldn't do that. Because I think,
I'm allergic to cats, and we do not have cats.
I used to have a cat, but I didn't have one when we met. But if I had a cat when we met and you were allergic to cats, and I fell in love with you and was going to marry you and, live happily ever after, that would be part of the process, is finding a new home for my pet, because I just don't think that what he's doing, it's cool that he's got a best friend that's a dog, but If she's allergic
Well, it
to the
sounds
dog,
like she's okay with it. I
don't
mean,
know.
otherwise the dog wouldn't have been in the wedding, and she wouldn't have gone through with the wedding. So I don't think it's an issue. I think you're making it an issue.
I hope it's okay. He named his business after the dog. He's really into this dog. I'm just saying this could be a bad thing. Anyway, you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. I'm going to go through this quick because I might have two. Frank Jones' mother told him never to talk with his mouth full. That's good advice. But he got pulled over by the police, and the officer was asking him questions, and he wasn't answering him. It's because he had his cheeks bulging with marijuana.
Yeah, what an idiot.
He took all of he had marijuana in his vehicle. He took it all and stuffed it in his mouth. It was bulging cheeks. He got busted without even saying a word. So, yeah, he got himself in a little bit of trouble. Hey, since I've got time, I want to tell you about this. The Police Officer of the Year in the Council Bluffs, Iowa area was recently charged with drunk driving.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's not good. Officer Terry Kozad had been on paid administration leave since his arrest about a week ago on Sunday. He was arrested and refused to take an alcohol blood test or breath test.
Oh, no.
He had been with has been with the Council Bluffs Police Department since 1999, was just named the Officer of the Year earlier this year, and then he got pulled over for drinking and driving. Of all people, you'd think he would know better.
Well, you know.
Don't do that.
I know
Don't
a lot
do that.
of officers that do.
I know. Don't do that. We've got your
Yeah.
moment of duh coming up.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
Now your moment of duh. A British family was not too clear on the whole concept of emergencies. This happened in Wolverhampton, England. There, instead of 911, they use 999.
Okay.
And they're supposed to use that when you're, in desperate need of help. That's what it's for. So they dialed 999. Paramedics arrived for their so-called emergency, and guess what the problem was?
What?
Their television set had broken.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. A spokesperson for the ambulance company rationalized that the distraught family didn't realize that 999 is reserved for fire, police, or medical emergencies. And a broken television set is not an emergency. Now, we hear stories of people in the United States doing that, too, calling because somebody at a drive-thru didn't give them pickles or whatever. Don't dial the emergency line, 911, here in the United States, or 999 in England. Don't dial
999 would be an unfortunate emergency number if the only person around to help you was a German tourist.
999.
Do you need help? No? Okay.
999. No. But you're bleeding. 999. Okay. I thought maybe you needed help. Don't dial it unless you need help. All right, your scoop of the day is on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
And this is your scoop of the day. So somebody went ahead and made a deep-fried version of Starbucks' beloved pumpkin spice latte, Heidi. Food blogger Amy Erickson of Oh Bite It, that's the name of her blog. It's kind of a funny one.
Okay.
Came up with this idea to create some treats. And she used a store-bought angel food cake or pound cake, then basically soaked it in pumpkin spice latte, and then fried it and sprinkled it with cinnamon and sugar. Sounds interesting?
Yeah.
So there you go. If you really like the taste of the Starbucks beloved pumpkin spice latte, she found a way to eat it instead of drink it.
And add another 600 calories.
According to research, American Time Use Survey at Pew Research Center found that parents together now spent 27.6 hours a week on chores, down from 36.3 in 1965. Now, some of the new free time has been spent with their children. We now spend about 20.8 hours a week with children, up from 12.7 hours in 1965.
That's nice.
It is nice, but I can also tell you part of that is when I was a kid, when you were a kid, we would leave the house, we wouldn't come home until the streetlights came on.
Right.
But nowadays, parents are spending more time with their kids, which I do think is good. But I also think it's unfortunate that kids don't get to go and roam and have as much fun as they used to have. It's just a different
Parents are
world,
afraid
though.
to let them.
I know. We are, too.
I don't let our kids just go.
Attention, men. Stop thinking she'll never leave you because you're so amazing. Guess what? She will. And she has someone waiting in the wings. 43% of women say they have Mr. Plan B figured out already.
Whoa.
According to a new survey, their most likely candidate is an old friend. Yes, the guy she claims is, he's just like a brother to me. Other candidates are ex-boyfriends, ex-husbands, colleagues, or someone she met at the gym. To make you feel better, guys, 1 in 10 have already confessed their undying love for her and say they would drop everything for her. But, she's taken, so she can't. So you better treat her right. Just saying, that's kind of a scary survey. Google's management claims our children may have to change their names to escape the cyber past. They say private lives of young people are so well documented on the internet that they might have to change their name upon reaching adulthood. They suggest that people should be entitled to change their identity to escape their misspent youth, which is now recorded in excruciating detail on social networking sites like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all those things. So here's the thing, kids. I don't know how many kids are listening to me right now, but kids, gather around the radio. Uncle John's got something to say. Don't do something on the internet that you wouldn't do with mom and dad sitting there or with grandma and grandpa sitting there, because someday mom and dad and grandma and grandpa are probably going to find out what you did. So just don't do it. It's a bad idea. So just pretend like while you're online that your mom and dad and grandma and grandpa are sitting there with you, and then you'll make much better decisions. All right. Thank you so much. 64-year-old, not that I've ever done anything wrong, because I've never. Yeah, I've got some dumb things I've done too. I just didn't put it on the internet, that's all. 64-year-old Betty Richmond was arrested in December of 98 for taking her grandson to Atlanta without telling the parents. They're divorced. Richmond pleaded no contest to felony interference with child custody for keeping the boy for more than 12 hours without his parents' consent.
Yeah,
now,
that's not good.
She was originally sentenced to 2 years in prison for this, but it was reduced after Richmond began experiencing health problems, so now she's been sentenced to a year of quilting. Yeah.
What?
Richmond, she instead of going to prison, they said, okay, a year of quilting. Richmond had to make a child-themed quilt, which would be raffled off to benefit a local family advocacy group. That was her punishment instead.
My fingers hurt.
Well, now your back's going to hurt. You're going to pull landscape duty. Well, what was that? Happy Gilmore. Yeah, there you go. Hey, our strange law for today. In Fort Madison, Iowa, firemen are required to practice for 15 minutes before attending a fire. So before they can go to the fire, they got to spray something for 15 minutes. Meanwhile, my house is burning down. Can you spray this? Practice on this. That is a strange law. And this has been your Scoop of the Day.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone, we call my father-in-law for a little segment we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie. How you doing, Charlie?
I'm doing great.
First of all, we gotta point something out. On Halloween, you and your wife went out. What were you dressed as for Halloween, Charlie?
I was a pimp.
You were a pimp. And what was your wife dressed as?
She was a witch.
So you were a pimp and she was a witch.
It wasn't really a couple's costume.
Are you a really bad pimp? Is that what it is?
Well, I couldn't find anybody, so I must be.
I saw you had a nice outfit. It looked really good. So what are we going to learn about today, Charlie?
Well, let's start with this in here. In 2009, a woman accidentally threw away her mom's mattress, which was old and beat up. But the bad thing was there was $1 million stashed in it.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my gosh!
Mom had been stuffing the mattress.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I bet they're not speaking.
Yeah. And I'll bet once the story got out, there were a lot of people at the junkyard looking for a mattress.
Hey, this kind of reminds me of my job here. Well, I'm not a staff writer, but a staff writer for the New Yorker came to the office every day from 1964 to 1996 and never published a single story.
No kidding?
That guy had her made.
Yeah.
What did he do while he was going to the office?
Apparently nothing.
Maybe his stuff just wasn't any good and they liked him too much to fire him.
Like, well, I can't really get rid of him.
Equal opportunity employers.
He makes really good coffee, so I don't want to fire the guy.
That's what I do around here. And actually, I got fired about 12 years ago, but I just show up every day. They said, just leave him alone. He's old. He ain't going to hurt nobody.
He doesn't even know he's here.
No, he don't. Hey, then, every time you recall a memory, you're remembering the last time you remembered it.
No kidding.
But the memory gets distorted even more each time.
So you're not remembering the actual event. You're remembering your last time you remembered that event.
There you got her.
Really?
You could be a psychologist or something.
That's interesting.
That's very cool.
So, but that's why if somebody ever tells you something you've heard it before,
Yeah.
it's usually a little different version of it.
It's not because they're full of hot air?
No. Hey, then, if you're an astronaut, NASA has a plan if you lose it in space. If you go nuts,
Yeah?
you know what that plan is?
What's that?
Cyanide tablet.
No, they tie you up with duct tape.
Oh, I thought they just did away with you.
So they bind you with duct tape if you go nuts in space?
They tape you to a pole or something.
That
Then you
should
get back
help.
home.
That's the same plan we have here at work.
Yes, duct tape is wonderful, isn't it?
It is.
Hey, in Japan,
Yeah.
do you know what the most popular Christmas dinner tradition is?
What?
Duck.
No. Close.
What is
Eat
it?
fried chicken from Kentucky Fried Chicken.
No kidding. Fried chicken is a Christmas delicacy there?
Only from Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Well, that's interesting.
They must do a heck of a business on Christmas.
I bet they do.
Well, that would suck for all the people that work there. They have to work Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, then I got one last thing here for you.
All right, what's that?
As an act of a psychological warfare, the U.S. Army planned to drop extra-large condoms labeled as medium in the Soviet Union to demoralize the Soviets.
That was their plan, huh?
I don't think it worked. Call it a hunch.
That is awesome.
So
Them Americans, they're some big suckers.
I'm just trying to imagine the brainstorming meeting where they came up with that plan. Like, I got an idea.
And stamped really big on the back, made in the USA. That is awesome.
That sounds like something we'd come up with.
They always say there's no such thing as a bad idea in a brainstorming meeting. Well, that
There you
story's
go.
proof that sometimes there are bad ideas that make it all
I
the way
think that
through.
is a great idea. That is
dumb.
fantastic.
Oh, that's dumb. All right, Charlie, you ready for your question?
Yes.
According to Mars, makers of Snickers, how many peanuts are in each Snickers candy bar?
Are they counting whole ones or the split ones?
The whole one, the
They're all
whole
split.
candy bar, a full-size, regular candy bar. How many peanuts are in one of those?
I'm going to say 53.
Ooh, you're high.
Yeah, it's 28.
28.
Yeah, so you kind of counted up 2 Snickers bars almost there.
You like
yeah,
Snickers,
I-
don't you, Dad?
No,
Oh, you don't?
I'm a Milky Way guy.
Oh, I
Well,
like
it's
Snickers.
only because you can gum it.
That is true.
Or put his Snickers in a blender and he's all good. Well, I like Snickers, but they're best frozen.
Yes, if you got to eat them, but I don't eat them.
All right. Well, Charlie, it was nice chatting with you, my friend. Thank you so much.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can with a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
This portion of the program is brought to you by CarsForSale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at CarsForSale.com.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Well, probably the most popular thing is Election Day. Now, there's not an election going on everywhere, but there are some areas today where people are having elections. And we're going to talk later about why today is that day. Why is Election Day on a Tuesday? We're going to talk about that in a bit. But it's also Sandwich Day. What's your favorite sandwich?
I don't really know.
Think about that while I tell you this. SOS Day today, Traffic Directors Day today, and Cliche Day. I'm coming back to you on the sandwich now. What do you think?
Do you know what? I wouldn't say it's my favorite sandwich, but it's a sandwich I do really like.
What's that?
Peanut butter and dill pickles.
Oh, that's good.
It is good.
I've had that before. It sounds weird.
It
There are
sounds
people
gross.
shaking their head
People
at
are
you
like,
right now.
ew, try it.
It is good, though.
It's really good.
And if you don't have bread, you can just put your dill pickle in a hot dog bun. And I've never really done that, but I just thought of that. Anyway, today is Election Day, and we're going to tell you why today is Election Day in a bit. It's on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
Have you ever wondered why we vote on Tuesdays? I've got the answer. Years ago, most residents of rural America had to drive a pretty big distance to get to the county seat to vote. Monday was not considered a reasonable day since many people would need to begin traveling Sunday, and that, of course, would have conflicted with church services and Sunday worship. So the first Tuesday after the first Monday, that was the thing. Lawmakers wanted to prevent Election Day from falling on the 1st of November for two reasons. November 1st is All Saints' Day, a holy day of obligation for Roman Catholics. Second, most merchants were in the habit of doing their books from the preceding month on the 1st. Apparently, Congress was worried about the economic success or failure of the previous month, and they thought that might actually influence how you would actually vote. So now you know. That's why we vote on the first Tuesday following the first Monday of November. So again, today is officially Election Day. And I have the top fictional presidents. I think this is fascinating.
Okay.
You know, who do you think is the most popular fake president out there?
I would say,
Just tell me what TV show or movie he's from if you can't.
a TV show or movie.
Okay, what do you thinking we're talking about?
I thought you meant people who American citizens think were presidents, but were never actually presidents.
That would
I was
probably
going to
be
say
Ben
Ben
Franklin.
Franklin. Thank you. That's what I was trying to think of.
No, the fake presidents, meaning somebody that was in a
people
movie.
from
So I'll
movies
give you
and
the
TV.
top
Okay.
8. Number 8 is Tom Beck from Deep Impact, portrayed by Morgan Freeman. President Mays Gillum from Head of State, portrayed by Chris Rock.
I have
Number
no
6,
idea who any of these
Andrew Shepard from The American President, Michael Douglas. That was number 6. Number 5, Thomas J. Whitmore from Independence Day, Bill Pullman. He was good.
He is adorable.
Number 5 is James Marshall from Air Force One, Harrison Ford.
That was a good movie.
Number 3, President Josiah Bartlett from The West Wing, Martin Sheen. Number 2, President Mackenzie Allen from Commander-in-Chief. That's Gina Davis. And the number 1 fake president is David Palmer from 24. Dennis Haysbert. He got the most votes.
You know, that's a show I've never watched, but I really should.
I've heard
everybody
good
told
things.
me I would absolutely love it.
Coming up, we got some fun stuff to share that's on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
According to the experts, surfing the web at work is really not that bad, even if it's not for work reasons. Not all employees browse sports scores or news updates should really be feeling guilty. A new survey by the Creative Group found that 57% of advertising and marketing executives polled said it's okay for employees to visit non-work-related websites during business hours. When asked, the maximum amount of time that should be permissible each day was about 32 minutes. So they're saying while you're at work, you should be able to spend about a half hour doing something non-work-related on other websites. How do you feel about that, Heidi?
I agree with that.
Here's the thing that I'm going to say. Whether you agree with it or not, it's happening. So
Right.
you just say, you know what? That's fine. Whatever. Check your stupid scores and do your
Unless
fantasy
you block
whatever.
all of those pages, then it's not happening.
Well, but here's the thing. Then they bring their phones and they'll use those anyway.
That's
so
true.
It's not like there's a foolproof way to make this stop. It's going to happen. And there truly are studies that show people who get to do that at work a little harder when they're actually working and they're a little happier in their job. So it probably is a good thing. Coming up, going to talk about family arguments and where they should happen. It's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at GunUp.com.
If you're having a family argument, Heidi, guess what room you should head to?
Not the bedroom.
No, the kitchen. The best
That's
place.
where the knives are.
The best place in the house to talk over family problems is the kitchen. Experts say it's the one room where everybody relaxes. It's the heart of the home, and it gives us a sense of security. Other rooms in the home have too many distractions. The living room or family room you could be battling your conversation with whatever's on television. That causes barriers to rise and prevent open discussions. So they're saying do it in the kitchen. But you know what? A lot of homes now you can see the television from the kitchen too. So,
That's true.
So turn the television off when you're having the conversation. And like Heidi was saying, since that is the room that's got all the knives, maybe make sure you're having a conversation away from the knives. Be a good idea. All right, coming up, we're going to talk about something that youngsters might not even remember. There was a time where there was no QVC or Home Shopping Network, but there was a guy that kind of brought in a whole new meaning to, the as seen on TV stuff. We're going to talk about Ron Popeil in just a minute here. That's all on the way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Heidi, have you ever owned any products that were made by Ron Popeil?
I don't think so.
We're
I don't
gonna
even
go
know
through-
who we're talking about here.
Ron
so.
You don't... Oh, you'll know. The Veg-O-Matic, probably his most popular item. Remember that thing? Mm-mm. He did infomercials. He did these commercials on TV, and the Veg-O-Matic, I think, was probably his most popular one. He also has Pocket Fisherman, Mr. Microphone, Smokeless Ashtray, Inside the Shell Egg Scrambler, Dial-O-Matic, what else? There's the Automatic Pasta Maker, GLH Formula 9 Hair System. Kind of got a bad rap for that one. That was the spray on hair. You remember that stuff? Showtime rotisserie and barbecue oven, electric food dehydrator, and solid flavor injector. It's like a giant syringe you stick in a chicken and you push in solid foods. You don't remember this?
I don't remember any.
You don't remember any of those?
No.
I am a little bit ashamed of you right
The
now.
only infomercial guy I can think of is the one that sold OxyClean.
Billy
or whatever.
Mays?
Yeah, Billy Mays.
Yeah, this guy, Billy Mays, was just a kid when Ron Popeil was doing his thing. This is back in like the 70s and 80s, and he sold bazillions of dollars worth of stuff. And you can fact check that. I don't know if bazillion's a word. Mr. Microphone was from 1978. I remember that. And there's a lot of people who are in radio today that got their start on a Mr. Microphone. And it was a little thing that you would turn on, and then you could actually listen on the radio. So it was kind of like a precursor to karaoke machines, So anyway, I just thought it was really interesting. I found this whole article about all of these items that he had. And there's some of these that I didn't know he had. But it was I thought it was fascinating. And the
Inside the Shell Egg Scrambler sounds interesting.
Well, and this one here, electric food dehydrator, he introduced in 1965. So it wasn't even just the 70s and 80s. So he was doing this in the 60s. I remember the 70s and 80s. Pocket Fisherman, the biggest fishing invention since the hook. That's what they called that. And the price has not changed in all the years. All right. Thank you so much for listening. We got some good news on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
All right, we always try to find something positive to share on this final break of the program here, and I think I found something pretty interesting, and I hope this is positive. It is a very bizarre story about Link and Logan Gorvey. They share the same DNA, but the twins have different birthdays. Now, there are a lot of twins out there that have different birthdays, like one was born before midnight, one was born after midnight. These two were born 18 days apart.
Wow.
ABC News tells the story, and Logan was born a couple weeks back, and his brother was born September 29th. The twins made headlines earlier last month, I guess it was now, for their unusual delivery. Holly Gorvey had gone into labor in September, and due to the weight of the twins on her cervix, but they weren't quite ready yet. They were only 23 weeks along. So doctors decided, in order to make this work and for the safety of the babies, that we're going to deliver one of the twins, and that's when they did it on September 29th. It was at the Evergreen Health Medical Center. They had no choice but to deliver one at just 23 weeks, and then the other one came along 18 days later. So they're twins with the same DNA, but birthdays like over a half a month apart. How crazy is that? It is. It's a first, and it's amazing, and it's interesting that both kids are healthy. That's why I think it's good news, and it just fascinates me what we can do these days. The science has come so far, and the technology that we have, and just as long as we're using it for good things, then that's amazing, and that is good news. But what an awesome story. So congratulations to Link and Logan. The little twins.
How would you like to be the twin that they gambled with your life so that the other one could?
And I don't know that it was. I don't think that it was so much of a gamble, but they just decided that, hey, let's do this to save everybody involved. So worked out. Okay. All right. Thanks for listening. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
And your bonus break is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. You can learn more from their website, but I'm going to tell you why you want to go there. First of all, if you haven't seen the video yet, you got to see the video. Funny video, wouldn't you say, Heidi?
Oh, yeah.
Very, very humorous. The guy that started this thing...
In fact, it's because of that video that we even joined to begin with.
Somebody shared the video with me, and I thought it was really funny, and I was thinking, well, how much are these things going to cost, though? There's no way they can send them out to you. Because it's a Dollar Shave Club. I was like, they can't do that for $1. How much is it, $1 a day? So in my mind, I was thinking it's $30 a month. So I started looking at it, and I was like, whoa, it is $1 a month, and then $2 for shipping. So $3 a month, and they'll bring them right to me? And then I was looking at the second one was $6 a month, and it was better razors. And then they had the executive razors. You can shave like a billionaire for $9 a month. And how long have we been married? Almost 16 years? Mm-hmm. For 16 years, I've never had a good razor. So
oh, whatever.
No, I did one time. We got some free ones. Remember that? But she buys these little cheap things that, I have to use 3 razors just during one shave. I am
thrifty.
You are very
and practical.
So, but you like the Dollar Shave Club because it is a very affordable way to do it. So if you would like to learn more, go to dollarshaveclub.com/radio and learn more. Matthew McConaughey. He's an interesting dude. All right. He's got an older brother, Michael McConaughey. His nickname is Rooster, so I already like this guy. Can you imagine Matthew McConaughey's older brother, Rooster?
Okay.
He likes Miller Lite so much that he named his son Miller Lite McConaughey.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Miller McConaughey's a good name.
Miller is cute, yeah but...
But his middle name is Light, Lyte.
I cannot imagine
Miller
his
Light
wife agreeing to that.
McConaughey.
That is insane.
Well, she probably didn't agree, but he's like, all right. She's like, okay, we'll do it. Whatever you say, Rooster. I want to Google this guy now just to see what he looks like. His nickname is Rooster. That's awesome. Have you ever met anybody with the nickname Rooster?
No.
Nor have I. That's what I'm saying. All right. There's a new Bible in stores boasting it's soy-based ink and recycled paper. It's a green Bible. And here's the interesting thing. In the green Bible, they have little indexes of all references to animals, land, and water highlighted in green ink. So like there are things called a red letter Bible. Anytime Jesus speaks, that's in red, and the rest is in black. Well, this one here, anytime there's something referring to being like a green subject, something that has to do with taking care of the earth, is highlighted in green. So, and it says here, it speaks to the stewardship of the planet. Publisher HarperCollins says the Bible contains 1,000 references to the planet, more than twice as many references as to heaven. And that's in every Bible. They're saying, that God was saying, take care of this planet. 1,000 times he said that. More than twice as many times as anything about heaven. So it's kind of interesting. I never really thought of that before. I don't think I need a green Bible, though. I'm happy with the one I got right now.
Yeah.
I got some funny warning labels for you, Heidi. These are actual warning labels. A big thank you to the people that send me silly stuff like this. Actual warning labels, thanks, Darren. On a Sears hairdryer, do not use while sleeping. Really? On a bag of Fritos, you could be a winner. No purchase necessary. Details inside.
Yeah, well.
Well, I'm going to rip this open. No, I'm not a winner. No purchase necessary. On a bar of Dial soap, directions. Use like regular soap. On Swan frozen dinners. I think it's Swanson. Swan or Swanson. Anyway,
Swanson.
It says serving suggestions. Defrost. Okay. Tesco tiramisu dessert. Do not turn upside down. And this is printed on the bottom of the box. On Mark and Spencer's bread pudding. Product will be hot after heating. Duh. On a packaging for, what is this? Rowenta iron. Do not iron clothes on body.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that. Heidi came up with a brilliant idea last week. I think this is a cool idea.
I was in a bind.
She has a hair flattener. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, well, a flat iron.
A flat iron. And my daughter wanted to wear some pants to school that hadn't been ironed. They were kind of wrinkly. So Heidi...
And my flat iron was already warm.
Heidi had her flat iron gone. Taylor came in. She's like, hey, can I wear these to school? And Heidi's like, they're wrinkled. Can you make them unwrinkled? She took her flat iron and down the pant leg.
It was actually pretty clever. I ironed both sides at the same time. It really worked.
As I was laughing and making fun of you, I was thinking, hey, this is actually a good idea. I don't know exactly how to capitalize on it. I have an invention. What's your invention? The flat iron for clothing. Don't know how you can invent something that's already invented. All right, on Boots children's cough medicine. Do not drive, car, or operate machinery after use. It's a children's cough medicine. On Nitol sleep aid, warning, may cause drowsiness. Really? On a Korean kitchen knife, warning, keep out of children.
Keep out of children. That's funny.
On a string of Chinese-made Christmas lights, for indoor or outdoor use only. On a Japanese food processor, not to be used for other use. Okay. On Sainsbury peanuts, warning, contains nuts. On an American Airlines packet of nuts, instructions, open packet, eat nuts. I actually had a bag of pretzels on a flight one time that had some silly thing on it. I kept that pretzel bag for like 2 years because and it was just, I threw it in my desk drawer. I'd eaten the pretzels, but there was some, I don't remember what it was, something printed on there that made me laugh every time I saw it. I couldn't throw it away. And then when we moved one time, it got thrown away. So I was like, yeah, I've held on to that long enough. On a Swedish chainsaw, do not attempt to stop chainsaw with your hand or genitals.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. You know somebody did. That's why they have to print that. And finally, on a child's Superman costume, wearing of this garment does not enable you to actually fly.
That's. I'm sure that somebody tried that too.
Wearing my Superman outfit and I'm jumping off the roof, Mom. No. All right, that's going to do it for your bonus break. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Your bonus break is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. You can learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.